3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome to CG Tuts Plus. My name is Harrison, and it's been a long time since I've done one of these, since September, I believe. So I was thinking about what I should do coming back, and I thought a lot of you guys are probably amateurs or looking to break into the business of this, probably students, things like that, and you want to do this for a business, like you want to do this and make money. So I figured what I would do is I would show you a sample workflow of how I deal with clients on a day-to-day basis with each particular project. It's going to be 3 parts. First is going to be we're going to get the stuff that we need from the client, including the notes. We're going to produce a few style frames for them. Then part 2 is going to be we're going to get feedback from them on the style frames. We're going to tweak the design. Then we're going to animate and send it off to them. Then part 3 is going to be we're going to get the final feedback on our animation, make the final tweaks, package, and then send off. Now keep in mind, this isn't a skeleton key. This isn't a one-size-fits-all type of thing. This is just how I, interact with clients and how I deal with projects on a day-to-day basis. It may not work for you. You may find something you like or don't like about it. That's absolutely fine. Don't feel that this is something that you absolutely have to do. But if you see this and you get some ideas on what you want to do, or this gives you a better idea of what it would be like to do this as a job, then that'd be great. That's all I can really hope for. So this first part coming up is we're gonna basically take right now our client is going to be CG Tuts Plus. We're going to take their logo that's an Illustrator file. They don't actually have a logo that's an Illustrator file, so I had to make one from scratch. It's not 100% accurate, but I mean it'll work for this. We're going to take their logo. We're going to produce a real quick bumper for them, or a tag, or however you want to describe it. Basically, the way it's going to be used is it's going to be used as a 5-second animation that they're going to use to open and go to video. They're not actually going to use this. I mean, if you want to make it and use it for any tutorials that you're going to write for these guys or produce for these guys, that'd be great. I mean, I'm just doing it just to show you guys how I do it. This is going to differ from the stuff I've done in the past, in fact that this is actually going to hopefully look good as opposed to the stuff that's just about, this is how you use depth of field or something like that. There are going to be a few advanced techniques in here, but nothing that's going to be too crazy or too hard for you guys to get. If you have any questions or comments, once again, just leave them right down in the comments section down south, or email Caleb, or however he says his name. I don't know, I've only talked to him through email. You can email him, and I'm sure he'd be more than happy to answer every single question you could possibly have about life, love, or the pursuit of happiness. Alright, so let's get started with part 1. Alright, let's get started. This is going to be a second attempt at doing this. My first attempt was kind of a disaster. Anyway, so basically what we've done here is we've imported the Illustrator file that we've got from our client, in this case CG Tuts Plus. They don't actually have an Illustrator file for their logo, so I had to make one from scratch. This isn't exactly it. I mean, it's the closest I can get. I'm not going to go out and buy a font just to be able to do this. But I mean, here's the logo. I ripped it from their site. So man, it's close enough, is basically what I'm getting at. So we have our Illustrator file from our client. We're going to import it in After Effects as usual. Just make sure that all your font is converted to outlines as opposed to just regular font, or else Cinema 4D won't be able to read it. Then we go to Cinema 4D. We have it imported in here. How Cinema 4D imports it is a mystery to both man and beast, so who knows how this is going to come out. Basically, we got to separate the font from the plate now. So I'm gonna solo this out. I'm gonna select points, and I'm just gonna delete the outer. And call this Tuts Plus font. Get rid of that. And then on this, I'm gonna solo out that and get rid of the font. And this is gonna be the right plate. Boom. Oops. Boom. There we go. And this is going to be the right plate. Alright. So the two of them together. That was pretty good. Alright. This one. Duplicate. Same deal. We're going to delete the outer outline here. And this is going to be the CG font. And font. And then this is going to be just the box. So now we just got to delete the CG out of it. There. And this is left plate. There we go. So now we got our CG Toots Plus logo. First things first, let's throw some extrusions on this thing. Let's make it 3D. Just take an extrude NURBS, drop the Toots Plus font in it. We're going to make the distance 10, make the caps, put a fillet on it, constrained. Oh, well, it's going to be smaller. Make the radius, I'd say 1.5, not 15, 1.5, 1.5. And then we're gonna round the edges actually. So let's make this 4. How's that look? That looks a little too rounded. Let's back this down to 1. So 1 meter radius. Duplicate that, delete the Toots Plus, and then drop the CG font in there. I mean, you know, this is pretty standard stuff so far. I mean, all we're doing is just making we're just taking their logo that was given to us, and we're just going to make it 3D real quick so we can start working with it. This is going to be a distance of 8. Actually, let's make it a distance of 5. Put a fillet cap on it, but I don't want it to be rounded. I want it to be a harsh edge, which is what I'm going for. So I'm just going to do 1.5 on the edge. And then likewise for the left plate. Alright, so this is the left plate, this is the right plate, and we're going to move these guys back a bit. There we go. This is going to be our CG font, and then this is our Toots Plus font. Alright. So now we have our font set up. Now we're going to just do a quick 3-point lighting. Just, you know, just a quick 3-point light, see how it looks. Let's grab our light here. Just top right, bottom left. You don't have to be too exact with it. All we're doing is just giving highlights on the outside. And then a spotlight right in the middle to give it some depth. Bring it up to the top a bit. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good so far. It's a bit harsh, so let's increase the radius a bit. And not that much, let's make this up a bit more. Alright, now let's add a camera, a target camera. Always try and work with a target camera if you can. Let's change our view so we can see the target camera. See exclusively through the target camera. Oh. This is the same guy from last time I did my tutorial. Hey, I'm going to put my wait message up. Just give me a second. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that means I won't be bothered now. Let's change our render settings. We have to make our render settings. Our output is going to be DV widescreen. Square pixel. There we are. Or D1 widescreen square pixel. And then let's put our save path right where our tutorial is. Results. CG Toots Plus logo. Alright, and anti-aliasing to best and animation. Because it's going to be moving around. Alright, so far so good. Alright, now we need to make some materials. We're just going to do some real simple Dan-L shaders. We need to put the colors in, so we got to grab the colors from the logo itself. So, well, this is my logo, that's not theirs. Alright, there. So let's grab, let's say this middle light purple. Well, let's grab this light purple here. See where the values of that. Alright, those are 1. So let's put light purple. Value is 133, 68, 80. And all I'm doing is I'm grabbing the RGB values here because Cinema 4D doesn't do HSB, LAV, or CMYK. In fact, apparently Illustrator or hex numbers just does RGB. So all we need are just the red, green, and blue values for that. And then for the dark purple, hey, you know, it's no big deal. I have my away message up. Alright, let's grab the dark purple. Let's grab, that looks about an even tone. We're going to get the highlighting and the shading via lights, so as long as we're close, we're okay. Yeah, there we go. Let's see which one that is. That is 91 by 44 by 59. Alright. Let's hide Illustrator, because we're basically done with it at this point. Alright, let's make our light purple. We need red is 123, green is 68, blue is 80. Going to our first specular. Same numbers again, that's 133, 68, 80. And our final specular is 133, 68, 80. Yay. Alright, and let's actually lighten our second specular here a bit. And let's pump up the reflection to 45. That's a bit much, let's take it to 35. There we go. Alright, and this is our light purple. Save. Alright, next up, oh, not a new material. Another Danil shader. And this is going to be same deal, except we're going to take our dark purple values, which are right here. So let's grab those. It's going to be 91, 44, 59. First specular, 91, 44, 59. And third specular is 91, 44, and surprise, surprise, 59. Increase the intensity to 35. And actually, let's lighten the second specular there a bit. Let's get it right about there. Alright, let's move this off screen. And let's see how it looks. This is our dark purple. Now the light purple goes on the right plate, and the dark purple goes on the left plate. Let's see how this looks. And it doesn't look half bad. I mean, you know, for a... Oh, well, that just flew over there. That's great. So that doesn't look too bad. I mean, here's their logo. I mean, we're pretty close so far. I mean, we got a nice metallic sheen, we got the highlights on the outside. We don't need an exact border all the time, but it doesn't look half bad. Alright, now we gotta texture the CG Toots part. We're just gonna make a plain material. We're just gonna make a real quick metal. So we just need this to be a little bit lighter. There we go. We're gonna put a reflection on it and an environment. The environment, we're just gonna put a Fresnel, make it a, whoops, and we're gonna make a layer out of this real quick. So layer, enter the layer. Go to noise. We're gonna make this Voronoi. Voronoi 2 should be okay. We're gonna increase this to 650 and this to like, what? Oh, no, not that high. Maybe 150. Now we're gonna increase this a whole lot more. Alright, increase the global scale a whole lot. Alright, now we gotta bring up the low clip and increase the contrast. In fact, we're gonna increase the horizontal or the vertical a lot more. The high clip down a bit. No, that's good. Bring the low clip up more. That's too much. Let's change the Voronoi 1, see what that looks like. Oh, that's better. That's what I'm looking for. That's a little better. There we go. There. Whoop, nope, too much. See, what this is doing is I'm just putting highlights on the outsides. That's all I'm looking to do. Spike the specular height a whole lot. Bring down the width a bit much. There we go. And take the reflection down a smidge. A whole lot, but that should look okay. Alright, and let's see how this looks. This will either look pretty decent or absolutely atrocious. Yeah. Alright, so we gotta light the letters separate. As you can see, if I bring up the camera, they're way too dark, so we gotta light them separate. Alright, so we're gonna go back to our editor camera, we're gonna come up with another light. Spotlight. Bring it back. And this is gonna be font light. And this is only going to include the CG2's font, and we're going to take the specular off of it, so all we're doing is illuminating. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. Alright, let's work this a little bit more. Multiply, let's make it normal, see how that looks. See what that looks. Still too dark. Oh, include. That's fine. That's a little bit better. font light, bring it in a little bit bigger. Ah, dang it. Cinema 4D's acting up on me. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. See how that looks. Still too dark. Alright, let's take the environment off of it. It's probably darkening it too much. There. Oh, it was the reflection. Oh, that's right, because we don't have anything really reflecting in the environment yet. Alright, so let's put a Fresnel on that. There we go. And now put the environment on it. And we need to make this Fresnel a layer mask. There, that's better. That's a little too white, but we'll work with that a little bit. Let's bring the font light, close it in a bit. Not that much. Alright, bring it up and to the left and kind of give it some depth on the bottom right. There, that doesn't look half bad. Alright, so we got that far. Take our camera, we're going to increase the field of view to about 90. And the reason we want that is we want to do a wide angle camera, so everything has some cool, has some cool scope and everything to it. It'll make everything look really, really huge. Yes. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to solo out our CG Tools Plus logo. Now we're going to add some environment stuff. Let's get rid of the camera too. It's cluttering everything up there. Alright. Yeah, okay. So, bring in a cube. We don't have to have it that big. Make it about 50 square. And we're going to put a fillet on it that's about 5 meters. Yeah, 5 meters is okay. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, we're going to add MoGraph. We're going to add the grid clone tool. We're going to grid clone this because we're going to use this to make a quick environment. We can get rid of our cube because we're done with that. If you've never used MoGraph before, it's basically it makes an instance of an object and allows you to duplicate that object using a whole bunch of different things called effectors. The two effectors you're going to use a whole lot if you use this plugin are going to be the step effector and the random effector. These are going to be your workhorses. In this case, we're going to use the random effector. And all the random effector does is it takes whatever parameters we give it, which right now is position, and we're going to add scale to it, and it randomizes this across all the different clones that we have in here. So we're going to randomize the X, the Y a bit, and the Z. And we're also going to randomize the size, but I want it to, all of them to get a little bit smaller. See, that's a whole lot. Let's back this down a little bit. Let's take this down by 1 here and 1 here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So this looks like with our CG Tools Plus logo. Yeah, it looks half bad. Alright, let's put a null down here. Let's call these Enviro Cubes. Alright, drop this in there. Alright, we're going to put a texture on these guys. Let's make, let's take our light purple texture. And, well, let's make it like a glass texture, see how that looks. New material. We're going to put our light purple into the color. So let's copy this 133, 68, 80. And what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to be using this color a lot, I'm just going to drop this right there. As you can see, this is from the other day. So now I'm just going to, I'll erase those. Alright, so now I have, this is my light purple color right here, so I can bring that up if I need to. Alright, we're going to put in some reflection. Take it down a bit. And we're going to add some transparency with a 1.5 refraction. Turn it down just a bit. And we want the reflection to be purple. Now we go to specular. We're going to spike the specular. That looks pretty good. Take the width down a bit, and then put in our specular color, which will be, surprise, surprise, purple, but we're going to lighten it a little bit so it doesn't clash too badly. Alright, let's drop this in on our cubes and see how it looks. Oof, that was busy. Alright, let's take the reflection down, see how that looks. Ooh, still too busy. Alright, take it down a whole lot more. That's a little better. Down more. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, leave that, and then now we're going to put in some, just some abstract bars. Oh, I need that there. There we go. We're going to make this, let's see, let's go 15 on the X, 15 on the Y, and 650 on the Z. That looks pretty good. Once again, we use the grid clone tool from MoGraph. Click Apply. If I'm going really fast, if you guys have any questions about MoGraph or anything like that, leave it in the comments and I'll go through and I'll try and do some quick tutorials on them. MoGraph's a great plugin. I mean, it's just I mean, it's one of those plugins that, you know, when it came out, it just took it all by storm. It was awesome. All right, let's increase the Z randomness by a lot. Change the scale a bit. All right, let's add some more of these guys. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, and once again, no, we're going to call these glass bars. And we're going to hike these guys up to the top right. Alright, and we're going to put another material on there. We're going to make a bungee. We're just going to put a glass down there. And we'll tint it, not there, we'll tint it slightly purple. Just slightly. Everything else can stay the same. Yeah. Actually, you know what? No, let's leave that blue. Yeah. Because that should look pretty interesting paired with the purple. Yeah, I mean, it looks flat now, but we'll light it and make it look good. Alright, next up, we're going to do... We need something else back there. We need, like, something to anchor it. Okay, let's do a torus. Alright, first let's get rid of our cubes and our bars. So we just have our torus. And logo. Let's see here. Let's take the ring segments down to 4. Take the pipe segments down to 4. Take the radius to yeah, that's 15. Looks pretty good. And 200 is a bit big, so let's take it down to 150. Let's take this down to 10 then. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, rotate this 45 degrees and drop in a null. And we're gonna call this our square frame. Drop the torus in there. Hey, you didn't know you could do that with the torus, did you? Well, you learn something new every day. All right, make a linear clone tool. Hit apply. We're going to change our parameters on the linear tool just a bit. We're going to make the per step as opposed to endpoint. With endpoint, we set the y at 100. So the point between this point and this point is 100 meters, and then all the new clones are made inside that. We're going to change this instead to per step. So we set the 10. We're going to set the distance to 100. That's a bit. Let's set it to 80. Now every time we add a new clone, it just gets added on top at a distance of 80 meters. So you can see it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So we'll just put in 30 of these. 30, okay. Bring everything back in. We're going to make these guys glass too. Alright, and let's back this down and away off to the side. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's increase the distance to 120. That's better. Doesn't look so much like a radiator. Yeah. Nice and abstract. Let's kind of line it up with those guys. Yeah. Nice and abstract. Alright, so let's add a spotlight. Now we're going to light the environment separately, because as you can see, this is bland as hell. It's just all kind of, it's all lit, because right now the lights that are affecting it are these two spotlights, and they're shooting light off in every direction. Which is fine, which is what I want for the logo, but for the environment I want something different. So, take this guy over here, drop him way down. Back, and down. And I'm going to rotate it to where it kind of points towards my environment. Scene include, and this will include my background. See how it looks so far. Alright, now I need to exclude my background from my spotlights. You can see now we got like a bokeh effect. Now we're selectively lighting our background, which is what we want. Increase the radius. See how that looks. So we get like a sweet spot or a butter zone.